out there, YouTube? Double D here with Tournage du Bois. Welcome back. Today we have this elm crotch. I was digging through my firewood pile and saw this. Decided not to burn it. Decided to try and do a hollow form out of it. So we'll trim it up a little bit on this end, round off a little bit here so I won't have as many catches, and we're going to do a side grain hollow form. So this will probably be either the top or the bottom. This would be the opposite side. And so let's see what happens. Okay, so one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to establish a tenon so that I can get that in the chuck jaws. So we'll get a tenon established, get it flipped around, do another tenon, and get the outside shaped. So this will probably end up being the top. Depends on how much I can get shaped. But let's get rolling. The shape of this, I've only got it sanded to 80 grit right now, but I've got a little bit of punky area, being as how this was in the fire pit, or in the firewood pile. So we're going to use our myelin sanding sealer, and we're going to put that on here and let it kind of stiffen up those fibers. And that'll help get a nice sand again, and we'll probably do this a couple of times just to save this, as much of this character as we can, because this figurine is just absolutely beautiful. I will most likely use a wire brush to clear up some of this area where there's a little bit of the bark inclusion or the live edge, just so we can keep that character very similar to how Phil Anderson does, just with keeping a little bit of the natural look to it. Probably a little bit less than he would typically use, but that is okay, because he does some amazing stuff too. All right, we will let that dry up, and then we'll be back sanding. Okay, so before we go much further, there is a little bit of ring shake right here around this knot, or this pith. Obviously it's rotten out. There's a little cracking here. Nothing super significant, and a little bit around that one. There's a bug trail here. So what I want to do, I'm going to use a little bit of our Starbond Black. So we'll use our Starbond Black. If you're interested in trying this out, there's a link down below in the description. You can use the coupon code DD15 and you will get 15% off your Starbond order. All right, we have that up to 240 grit. I'm gonna do sanding sealer again at 320, but we'll do our denatured alcohol to clean this up a little bit, give us a sneak peek at how it's gonna look with the finish on, but mainly to clean that grain out and get it to stand up just a little bit, get all the dust out so we can get an even better sanding finish on this. So I'm really, really excited to see how this finishes up when we're done with it. Super happy with how it looks so far. And yeah, I think this is just going to be a beautiful piece of wood with the graining and such. All right, on this piece, we are going to use our abrasive paste from Brad's Workbench. So there's a link to his Etsy store down in the description below. So definitely go check that out if you have not, and see what he has to offer. Love the abrasive paste. The finish is amazing with both the Tung wax and the Tung honey. I will most likely be using the Tung honey to finish this, just because I don't want to get a lot of friction on this with the little bit of live edge, makes it more difficult, and then also with the holes and inclusions in it. So more than likely, like I said, do the Tung honey finish, but super happy with all the finishes that he has, so definitely go check that out. And for our finish, we will use our Tung honey from Brad's workbench. Just love how this makes that color just absolutely stand out. The grains stand out. It's just it's right there with my favorite finish. I mean, I absolutely love this. I love the Tung wax finish also from Brad's. This Tung honey though, on some of these pieces, just when you put it on and you let it set for a while, there's a little tiny bit of a texture here where there was the live edge that I left there as well. And it just really, as it soaks in, just gives a beautiful, matte, durable finish. It lasts a long time, goes on super easy, and just absolutely amazed with how this always turns out. So highly recommended. Like I said, if you have never tried it before, I highly recommend it. So hop over to his Etsy store and give it a look. Handmade. He makes each batch by hand as he gets enough orders and things. So give him some appreciation for the amazing work that he does with his abrasive paste and his Tung wax and Tung honey finishes. I had that bug trail right here. I filled in a little bit just to give it another additional noticeable feature, not take away from the other texture though, so it'll just stay there and really stand out. Hey everybody, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that project where we took that piece of firewood. It's been sitting in my firewood pile for around 15 years, somewhere in there. Took that and turned our hollow form. So we trimmed it down and then cut it, shaped it, and hollowed it out. So here's our finished piece. The graining in that is just absolutely beautiful. We get this little bit of the live edge inclusion here where the bark is. There's a little spot of that right here on the base as well. We got it laser engraved with the logo. There are the areas that were rotted out that you can see all the way through the piece. But just love the swirling, the graining. Overall, this finished piece is just great. The finish went on beautifully as well. Really, really happy with how this turned out. But definitely leave your comments and feedback down below, because that's how I learn and that's how I grow, and I appreciate that. If this is your first time here, please do consider subscribing. If you like the video, mash that thumbs up. If not, mash the thumbs down. But because that is what drives the YouTube algorithm, helps push this channel. I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll catch you all next time.